Hello and welcome back. It's me again, and today is Easter. If you're watching this on the day that this is being posted, but it's Easter, and because of that, I'm gonna take a brief little break from talking through abortion to instead talk about Easter and play Eden. Eden of Easter. Yes. We will talk about the history of Easter, the traditions of it, and, of course, Jesus. I have... Okay. Let's get rid of that. uh... Also, it is 420, which I don't celebrate, personally. I've never done any sort of drugs at all. I'm fine with that, mind you, but I figured I'd make mention of it because it's a funny number. So, happy funny number day. Also, starting off with the glyph of balance, not bad, honestly. Today's goal... Hold on, I'll get into the actual topic in a minute or two, and yeah, I'll check what you are. I'll take that, why not? A second book right off the bat, very nice. Today's goal is to beat the chest with Eden and Hush, at least. Hush. If I somehow get ridiculously fast enough to also comfortably get to the boss rush, I'll do that, but I doubt that will happen. I really do. Oh! It always pays off. It always pays off. Also, I've got some real flowing locks today, don't I? No! Oh. Well, at least I avoided even more damage. Good boss to have telekinesis on. Just a side note here, I am not feeling great. I am horribly, horribly exhausted. And it's mostly due to physical activity. Well, I say that like this is the first time I've stepped outside. I mean more like I did a lot of yard work. And typically yard work isn't something that would make me so exhausted, but it's also like the first yard work of the year, kind of, you could say, with how nice it's been outside recently, and anyway, my body is not used to it, certainly. I did a lot of sweating. I haven't had a whole lot of time to recover, so apologies if I'm a little out of it. But let's get into the topic now that I've survived the first floor. Also, this run, I'm always a little skeptical of Eden runs, because that was very poor of me. Because with Eden, you know, you start with random items. Great. You start with random items, and so there is a little bit of a temptation to reset in order to try and get a different starting build. But this one seems decent enough for my purposes. And yeah, I don't need to hit up the shop, I guess. I mean, I have a luck of almost 1. So, yeah, skip it. Also, today, if I can swing it, I am, of course, going for Mega Satan and Delirium, too. So, this might be a rather long episode. So, Easter itself. Yes, time to talk about it. Easter, the word developed from the Old English Estrun, or Ostra, if I'm pronouncing that at all correct. And really, one of the only references we have to what exactly that is comes from an 8th century monk who referred to the month of April as the month of Eostre, saying that Eostre was an Anglo-Saxon goddess. There we go. And there were a number of feasts in the month of April supposedly dedicated to her. And a lot of people wrongfully think that, similar to Christmas, Easter must also be a pagan holiday that was ultimately Christianized, when in reality, it's... Oh, I didn't want... Why did God Tears activate? Well, that didn't work out very well for me, did it? Easter... Oh. You know what? Why not? Ooh! Fantastic. Thank you. Only the word Easter is in reference to any sort of paganism. The practices of Easter, both the Easter bunny and Easter eggs, as well as the origin of the date of the holiday itself, are ultimately purely Christian. Well, aside from the dependence or relation to Passover, but I'll get to that. That's part of it being Christian, really. But no paganism here, aside from, again, just the name, and the very loose connection, which some people have claimed, that... it will blow you up. The very loose connection that some people have claimed that Easter was originally a pagan holiday that celebrated something or other to do with the spring equinox, since that is roughly around the same time, sort of. But that really is more coincidence than anything. And Stitches, I can actually make use of you. I know I'm a little slow if I'm going back for this, but that's okay. Go get him, Stitches. And I'll be smart about the bomb. Well, that wasn't really worthwhile, but maybe I could make better use of Stitches somewhere else on this floor. Not great items, so far, at least. Not great. I will use that here, please and thank you. And that's why. Nice. Maybe I should have killed him last. I think that would prevent items from spawning in the middle there. Oh. There we are. And yeah, I guess I care enough about that single key to take a slight detour for it. Let's see. So, Easter, again, the name is Old English in origin, in reference to ultimately an Anglo-Saxon goddess, but the name for Easter in Latin and Greek is Paschal, which is sort of a cognate. I know I'm using that word not quite correctly here, but is sort of a cognate with Passover, because again, it actually does relate to Passover directly. And at some point, really I should have done this beforehand, like days beforehand, not just like in prep for this episode. But I was originally planning, at least, on having an episode on Passover, which was, you know, like a week ago now. Oops. Oops. Yeah, I'll use that. I know I'm missing a bomb, and it was given to me. Yay. Oh, that's what it is. It's the mushroom... Ah. I didn't realize they added the, whatever effect it is to the mushroom. I'm using you. You are a scary room. Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy now has the God Flesh effect. That's what's going on, which is surprising. But welcome. Welcome all the same. Very nice. Lots of keys. Like the enemy from Zelda. And, by the way... Oh, okay. There is a lot to talk about in regards to the history and details of the date of Easter. I will forgo that discussion because it's a little boring to me, honestly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it is. I've mentioned parts of it a long time ago when talking about more generally the calendar system. The way our calendars are set up and work. So, reference that, I guess, if you really care. And even then, I don't think I talked about it that much, so maybe not. Maybe don't reference it at all. Ever. This is a threat. Well, no, it's not. I haven't been hit with any particular YouTube slaps of any kind so far. But that doesn't mean it will never happen, so I am a little cautious still of that sort of thing, you know? Maybe one day I will get slapped with it. Get slapped with some sort of warning or what have you. Oh, come on. I got hit twice from that? Boo. Boo. There we are. Oh, thank you! Never mind. It is paid back in full. I like you more. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's true. It's very true. Oh! Excellent. Converter is unnecessary. Well, not unnecessary, but I mean, for this run it kind of is if you really think about it. PhD I will accept. And another Tears Up too. Yes. Key Bum, he wants my keys. Again. Curious. And I guess I'll give all my money to this guy. I'm running slow-ish for... well, he's gonna contribute to an angel room. That's... Oh, and I got my money back! 90%. Impressive. What was I even saying? I'm running a bit slow for boss rush, but that's not really my goal today anyway, so whatever. Can I get a tiny version of you, please? No, I don't seem to have the god flesh. Whoa! Effect in this room, unfortunately. Ah, this is a slow fight, isn't it? Ow! No! I am a little too exhausted to properly deal with this guy, I think. There we go. Just give him the good old bomb treatment. I guess. Yeah, that's really the best I got. Also, I am more comfortable going to Hush with a build that involves the candle anyway than one that would involve... Whoa, I didn't want to lose my soul heart there. Yay! Then one that would involve... Nice. What's it called? brain stopped working. Ow. Boss rush. Boss rush. This is not a strong enough build for me to go to the boss rush, in my opinion. I would rather go to Hush, if given the choice. Anyway, let's talk about the Easter Bunny. Yeah, sure, and I'll take this too. I will absolutely take this. That's wonderful, and he decided to stop being my little laser baby, huh? I miss my laser baby. Oh, that was really good, thank you. So the Easter Bunny, again, a bona fide Christian-ish tradition. And I say ish because, I mean, well, let's get into the details. So, the Easter Bunny was first associated with Easter by 16th century German Lutherans, a Christian denomination, but and they, let me get to this one at a time here, they referred to the Easter Bunny as the Easter Hare, and originally it was more of a Santa-like creature, I guess you could call it, that it would judge children as either being good and obedient or disobedient. Anyway, the hare itself, rabbits more generally, were a medieval church art motif that has been around for a while. And I want to find the shop first. Okay. There we are. Much better. This I can deal with. I don't want health. Please. Oh, no. Little delirium haunt, go get him. Also fighting delirium with delirium, pretty good. Pretty good. When I come back to that, I have the keys for this. Huh. I do need damage, unironically. I will not take a speed down, though. There I draw the line. It is unfortunate that I have wasted effectively my 7 cents, though. From earlier. That I spent on my PhD. It only took me 7 cents. Can you believe it? In this economy? There we are. And... ooh, pennies. Can I get something better? I don't know what that pill does. I don't care for you. So let's blow the whole system up.
Something's wrong.
Oh. Well, that didn't pan out like I was hoping. Oh well, item room time and then boss. So again, rabbits themselves are a rather popular art motif in the medieval era. Oh great. Oh, do I have the luck? I almost have the luck for continuous firing. That was a bit misleading for that first room there, wasn't it? The statistics would be a little impressive at how many of them actually were fired. Okay. Owie. Owie. Now is when I really wish I had damage, which really just comes down to finding a good pill effect for me to tank, since they're all negative now. And it's only the Depths 1, how could I forget? Which means I am running a little slow when I'm trying to get to Hush, ultimately. I should speed up. Ow. I've decided I will speed up. Great. Give me that. I want them first, okay? I'll let you have them after. Let's see, it was believed also in the medieval period that rabbits were actually able to reproduce without losing their virginity. I don't know why. I mean, it was also believed since ancient times that rabbits were hermaphrodites. I guess they just never knew or checked what a male rabbit's, you know, thing looked like, apparently. But because of this strange belief that they couldn't lose their virginity, it's just straight to the boss. Okay, cool. There was an association in the medieval church with the Virgin Mary, because of course there was. I don't like this. I don't like this setup. Come on, there we are. Finally. And I could quite possibly make the boss rush. I don't want to. Not with that tight of a margin, not with this build. Although I have some pretty good range, but again, that really just helps build a case for delirium, doesn't it? Ooh. Just thinking about getting that card, the Fool, but again, I don't have the time to actually make it, unfortunately. Range down? Yeah, I'll take that. That is absolutely worthwhile. Ooh, very good, very good. Now, the last thing I really need to hope for in this run, well, aside from making it to Hush on time, is actually getting a second angel room, which is a little up in the air at the moment, it seems. Perhaps I should just prioritize Hush. I can always get to Mega Satan on another run. I don't do enough damage to these guys. Anyway, that was... of course. That was really about all there was to the Easter Bunny. Now, what about Easter eggs? Where do they come from? Are they pagan? No, they aren't. Easter eggs, or eggs, more generally, since ancient times, were a symbol of life and rebirth. And so, it shouldn't come as a surprise that early Christians used eggs in reference to Easter, in celebration of Easter, rather. Nice. And yeah, I really need to be careful of time here, don't I? Like, really, really now. For reals. But I just don't do enough damage. Get it. Oh, good, I went the right way. That's a third book. That's more damage. And a free bomb. Cool, thanks. And I have 15 pennies left. Well, there's still the Hush shop. So, yeah, let's get to Mum. Anyway, early Christians in Mesopotamia specifically actually started the tradition of staining eggs red. Chicken eggs, that is. They stained them red because red represents the blood of Christ. Ow. Oh, come on. You know, I'm starting to think that speed trade, speed for damage, that is the, you know, false PhD, would have been really nice. Oh, man. Okay. Maybe I even should have taken the negative, but no, it's my explicitly stated goal that I am going to try, at least, to beat the chest each run. That is something I want to keep consistent here. Not for any particular reason, just because I can. It's a double. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a... okay. Actually, I don't even like that item very much. Let's get you back. Whoa, okay. Nope. This way. Incorrect. Are we doing on time? I need to hurry up, but at least there's not too much in these floors. Is there? Oh. Okay. If there are any keys, they are mine first. Do you understand, Buster? Well, there weren't many. Oh. That helps. That doesn't. Specifically, that does not. Yay! Good, good. I made the right choice. I went the right way. Mine. I am still a bit pressed for time, all things considered. Whoa, that was very fast. Ow! Why is he so fast? Get him! Yeah, I knew it was probably not going to pay off to shoot the fire directly at him. There we are. And I don't think I'm going to actually get to Mega Satan. That's disappointing. Yeah, I have made the executive decision. But I can still actually get to Delirium, so I'll go for that. I'll aim for that. Whoa, that was kind of scary. But this, oh yeah, oh yeah. Amazing item. I should actually be able to make it in time, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Anyway, final note on Easter eggs is okay, I saw that too late. Final note on Easter eggs is that apparently, at least according to Wikipedia, I fully understand that Wikipedia isn't always a fantastic source for everything, but it is generally very good. Whoa. Dodge and weave. Come on. That Wikipedia at least states that the egg, the Easter egg for Christians, is then, therefore, from its history, also symbolic of the empty tomb of Christ, since he was, risen. He is risen indeed. There, I said it. As is Easter tradition. Also, with Easter tradition is a ton of different foods and a ton of different cultures. And I'm not going to cover them, but it's really delicious looking, I gotta say. Like hot cross buns, that's a traditional Easter food. Bet you didn't know that, maybe, probably, possibly. I've never had one myself, but again, it looks really good. A lot of baked goods always look good, Maybe I'm just a baker boy. Nice. I gotta get the minions out as soon as possible so that I increase my damage more. Ha ha ha! And slow fight. But I'm definitely gonna make the 30-minute mark. Yay! Come on! There we are. Glitch baby! Yeah! I mean, the babies don't matter. Huh? When I'm talking about abortion before and after this episode? Huh? Oh, I am running low on keys, aren't I? well. I'm still running low on keys, mind you. Ooh, slight damage up. Or slow down. That one's an easy choice. Okay, and those two are never going to be opened ever, I guess. Well, what's it gonna be? I mean, I don't really need extra damage. Slow down can help. What other effects have I got going on? Not much, not much. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take 20. More range down for damage up. I will take that. It's still not a bad deal, and I'll donate my last 3 pence. Here we go. So in general, I've talked about Easter as far as... Oh, I got the shrink godflesh in this room. Nice. I've talked about... I should have looked at that. Easter in terms of its more modern traditions, what we know it for, the Easter bunny and Easter eggs, excuse me. Whoa, man. Come on. There we are. I should have a good amount of damage now that should last me the whole fight. I should be nearly max damage, I think, as well, from Bloody Lust. Or is it Lusty Blood? I don't remember the order. But let's talk about Easter itself. What does it actually mean? What does it actually represent? Oh, I've said that, but I've skipped one final line that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah, I am full of damage. I am full of it. The one last thing I wanted to say is that generally when it comes to a lot of Christian celebrations and traditions, the color white represents purity, either specifically the Virgin Mary or the purity of Jesus, his sinless nature, and red often represents the blood of Christ, whereas another occasion when you see white and red that isn't the United States flag, or some other flags at least, the answer is candy canes. Now, we associate candy canes with Christmas. They weren't originally. They weren't associated with Easter either. Their history is pretty interesting, and it's only more recently, in more modern times, where the standard white and red peppermint flavored candy cane comes into fashion. But again, white and red as colors of the candy cane were intentionally representative of... I'm not happy with this health. Of the purity of Christ and the Virgin Mary, and also the... Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. The blood of Christ for red. Good, good, good. Do it. Okay, I'm very glad I didn't trade my speed after all. That would have been bad, as experts would say. It's me, I'm the expert. I guess I'm an expert on this game. No, I don't know. I'm pretty good at it. Although I certainly didn't code it. Yay! Eden's Blessing. Excellent item. Excellent, excellent item. And we go up, hopefully, and not die, because I lost a lot of health there. So, Easter itself. Easter itself celebrates the life, the death, and especially the resurrection of Jesus the Nazarene. Or, depending on how you translate it, Jesus from Nazareth. There's I mean, I don't think I've done a more in-depth look into Jesus himself yet. Maybe I will one day. I wanted that key. Man. He disappeared on me. I mean, I get what happened, so I would like to thank Delirium, Lil Delirium, and the Academy for that explosive victory, but, yeah. Yeah. May Bob's rotten delirium brain rest in peace. He's back. And I didn't even need to use him. Okay. He does scare me, though. As you might be able to tell. So, in brief... Whoa. What is the gospel message and who was Jesus? Yes, that is how I will spend the rest of today because, you know, talking about abortion the past few days as well as tomorrow, it's not a very light topic, all things considered. And it's good to sort of unplug from that for a while and focus on something else. A second pretty fly. That is very good. Hi. Hey. No. Ow. No. Uh-oh. You didn't even give me... Uh-oh. I know that didn't do anything. I'm trying to... Okay. I'm trying to get health. Oh, okay. We're good. So, anyway, it's good to unplug from that and focus on something else, even if just for a day. So, Jesus. Nice. Who is he? To use more modern territories, Jesus was a Palestinian Jew born in around, I believe it's still considered 3 AD, roughly, is the intention of reorganizing the calendars and the dates was to have his birth be like 0 AD, but whatever, he may have been born around 3 AD, we didn't get it exactly right. By we, I mean, like, the Catholic Church? I'm not Catholic. I shouldn't have said we. We. Oh, man. That rebound shot hit me. Uh-oh. Oh, that's Delirium. I thought that was an enemy. And I have to lock in for a moment here. Otherwise, I'm gonna restart the run. Oh. I'm a failure. Well, it's restarting time because an hour hasn't passed. Which means I'm going for the boss rush. I have the cracked crown. The goal is the boss rush now. Unfortunately. But hey, if I get it done, that's pretty big. You know? I'm sorry. I'm mainly sorry to myself because, again, as I said at the beginning, I didn't feel great today, right now, because of my earlier exhaustion. Physical exhaustion, mind you. But, oh well. Oh well, oh swell. Just thought I'd check. I should probably check the fires too. But oh well. Sue me. As they say. How am I going to help ensure the boss rush if I'm this slow already? I mean, this isn't that slow of a character, but I mean, like, my momentum is slow. Triple shot. Not bad, considering my fire rate? Oh, and there's speed, but honestly, I'd rather have the cracked crown. I'm sorry. I know, I just talked about speed, and it's important. But the cracked crown is pretty cracked as an item, as a trinket. I hope I can gulp it. I am not too thrilled about getting a cube of meat or ball of bandages from this, though. Ow. I might die instead. That might be an alternative here. I don't want to. But death comes for us all. At some point. And we continue. So Jesus himself was a Palestinian Jew. Oh, I might be able to get the Mega Satan this time. He was a Palestinian Jew. He worked his father's trade, which is loosely translated as a carpenter. From what I recall, the term itself could mean that his father was likely either a wood worker or a stonemason or possibly a metal worker. Not quite carpenter as we think or expect. Ooh. Very nice. Very nice. Give me another bomb, please. Well, that's okay too, I guess. This was the correct way, at least. And although there are some stories of his miraculous birth in Matthew and Luke that sort of don't really agree, kind of, a little bit, but mostly they could agree, but it's weird that they aren't both in the same location, but I'm not going to pick at it too much this episode, at least. There is only one story of his childhood, as recorded, I believe, in Luke, although maybe I should double check that, or I'll do another episode on a more thorough deep dive later. That was very close. And I'm glad I am fully locked on the game now that, that run ended poorly last time. Now I'm locked in. I'm definitely not going to lose this run. Definitely not. Nope. No siree. Get dead. Not a fan of how much knockback I'm accidentally doing to this little dude. If I can keep him pinned on the wall, that would be great, but not likely. And I almost tried going in for the cube of meat there, but that's a risky play. More fire rate is appreciated, and we go. And then anyway, in only one story of Jesus' childhood in which he basically read scripture to some crowds. Wait a minute. Interesting. Huh. Huh. Anyway, he read scripture to some crowds and it really impressed people, basically. When his parents thought they lost him, which is kind of funny. Aw, I hope to get an enemy with that, but whatever. I have so many bombs, and there isn't a good reason to have so many. I don't know why I have so many. Just RNG, ultimately. Anyway, Jesus, around the age of 30, somewhat spontaneously decided to start a ministry where he traveled around and performed miracles and prophesied and gained a rather large following. Now, believe it or not, such a thing wasn't that uncommon in that day and age. Maybe the miracle part. That wasn't good. Maybe the miracle part was pretty uncommon, but everything else about it was fairly standard-ish in a weird way. There are certainly other recorded individuals who, at least it said, were able to perform miracles and had large followings, and those followings at times were even put down by Rome. But anyway, Jesus starts a following. Oh, and yes, his name may have been Yeshua or Yeshu, something like that. But almost all of the original texts we have that form the canon of the New Testament are all Greek in origin, in which the name would be translated as Jesus, because that is the Greek equivalent name. Maybe he was named Jesus, which was a Greek name, which would have been weird for a Palestinian Jew, but not impossible, I suppose. Thanks to the wonders of Hellenistic culture. Multiculturalism, people. Oh, there we are. I need damage. Damage, not full health. That is powerful. That is worth saving for the boss rush, which I am still intent on getting. Somehow. I mean, I'm not that late, but I'm not very quick either. I lack firepower. Or special effects. And keys, that's what I mainly lack. I really lack keys at the moment. Okay. And I also lack a certain finesse. A certain je ne sais quoi, if you will. Yay. I will not hurt myself there. I will go to the shop so that I might at least purchase a key. Yay. And yeah, car battery, why not? I'm surprised purchasing that didn't actually refill my charge. I would have thought it would. And there are the keys. That's where they've been hiding. Yay! Anyway, back to Jesus. Because it's Easter again. Still. If you couldn't tell. Jesus' ministry was somewhat characterized. Again, there were other similar ministries. But his ministry was characterized by a rather large following of poor people whom he often spoke lovingly of and gently towards in spite of their apparent sins. He also criticized the political factions of the day, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, who, yes, were mainly religious factions. Well, the Pharisees were, less so the Sadducees, and yet both were also absolutely political factions, so I think it's fair to call them that. He also was against... What am I doing? I have bombs. Let's use them. I'm wasting daylight, and there is the damage that I was hoping for. You could argue that he also helped to... Whoa. Hold on, I need to process this. As fantastic... Yeah, I'm keeping Belial. I think I have to, really. That's too good to pass up. I think. That is a very powerful damage increase. Oh, I don't really have the keys for that, nor the time, so... sorry. What was I saying? I don't remember. Yay! Now maybe I can go back and get that hoof. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Ah, yes, I remember. So you could argue that Jesus also helped to dismantle some of the religious institutions of the day, and by that I mainly... It's a stretch. That claim is a bit of a stretch. I mainly just mean that in reference to Jesus chasing out the moneylenders in the temple, which is mostly an economic institution, but it's kind of, you know, it's all religious, sort of. Well, lost a bomb, gained 2, as they say. Where shop, as they say. And also, as they say, hurt real good. Oh, nice. I am really hoping for that. That is absolutely what I was hoping for. 1000%. That was amazing. And I got it nice and early, too, while also gaining a sizable amount of cash flow, as they say. Rusted key, not bad. Those aren't great. I will take care of this guy. I will clean you up. Let's clean up this city. Ah. Come on, come on, come on. I still got hit. I hit it myself, in fact. No! My hubris. No! I will forego the Belial book. I think I'm close to the boss. Ooh. There have been a lot of troll bombs in chests this run. I forgot to get the item room. Let's go do that. Pisces. I'm not a fan of the tears up. No, the knockback shock. Of course I am a fan of the tears up. The knockback shock can be difficult on enemies with the continuous laser. Good against this guy, though, I will say. I'm able to rebuff him even at full speed. Excellent damage. Excellent. And 2 angels. Huh. 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 This run is way better than the last one. I think it's safe to say. Yes, die right next to him. Excellent. Just checking time. We are good so far. And that is both angels down. Alright. Sorry, I said we're good so far on time, but really looking at it, I'm not at all. I am running low. Stop spawning! Thank you. Yeah, I am running rather low on time, aren't I? Ooh, I need to get through here as quickly as possible. I think... like, actually as quickly as possible, not just me saying that, which I usually do. This does not help. But perhaps this will. Never mind. Perhaps that will. Well, yeah, okay. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll use 7 keys this floor. Well, that's nice. Certainly, certainly. I am in a bit of a panic right now. It is go time. I hope you appreciate that, and I'll stop for these. Well, I won't stop for the speed down. Perks! Good to know, good to know. Don't. Thank you. Mom's Eye again. Not that it really matters that much. I did notice a very fun synergy last run, though. Oh, it's occasionally shooting a laser. Neat. I did notice a very fun synergy last time that was the Mom's Eye plus Evil Eye combo apparently shoots in the same direction that you're looking even while the shots are backwards. So I was able to double up effectively on all my damage, which was very nice, I must say. Where, boss? I must say that too. It is required. So many troll bombs. Okay. Sisters V. This. V. Oh, get dead. Yeah, I will resume talking about Jesus and Easter after I secure my place. Whoa. The sun, the hermit, the moon. Oh, I think it's time. Yeah, I'll take the sun. And I'll take you. I really wanted the magician, but I need to see this whole floor. Curse of the Blind is not great. Ooh, ugly 4. 4? 4. 4. Ugly 4. I will pay that key. Why not? Do it, do it, do it. Blow him up. Yeah, it could be a card. It is not. It is more bombs. Thank you for the bombs. I will get schmoovin'. Thank you for the key. I think I have time to hit up the item room. Yeah, I should. I should. Oh. Nice. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This is all part of the plan. I hope you realize that. All of it. All of it. Right. Right. The battery. I'll take you, and... I know how risky this is. Ooh, Terra Cloth. Humbling Bundle. The Habit. Temperance is not worthwhile, but thank you anyway. I really don't want the tower. 5 cents or 7, I'll take 7. I got Yes Mother, that's great. Amnesia, that's okay, I know where it is. Tears Up no longer affects me, interesting. There's one more card there, but that's okay. Wait a minute. This has just turned into a genuinely amazing run. Oh, yes! Yes, I can't believe it! Also, here it was. Can I even go up? Yeah, I can. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. 1 minute. I think I'm safe. I may even have enough time to hit up the angel room. Blue Mom! She blew herself. Ow. Ooh, and I got the shield active. And she's dead. And I am going up again. Oh, right. Well, let's use it. And you, and you, and eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I like top right. I do not like top right. Never mind. I don't care for that item. Sorry. Anyway, get ready for a very easy boss rush. I may even make Hush. Oh. Well, the good news is I didn't really need the item from this room at all. It seems. Ever? No, not ever. This run. That's the word I'm looking for. I am so full of words today, and maybe even some of them are correct. It's amazing, really. More. More! I don't even know who the second boss was. Any ideas? Any thoughts? I'm curious. Up to 30 damage. I think that's pretty good. And he gone, and... Oh, come on. There we are. That's you, and you done, and... Another soul heart, excellent, and you gone. Before you spawned anyone at all. Oh, you spawned a red poop. I almost had you bested there. You're done before you spawned anyone. That's beautiful. Undefined. Nancy bombs. Nice. Cool. Well, that's off the checklist now. And you know, with how fast this run is now developing, well, I could really use another magician card. But with how fast this run is developing, I'm almost lapping my previous run. In a sense. Yeah, I'm nearly like 6 minutes ahead already. I don't need the child leash. What a ridiculous concept. No. No. The past few rooms were just full of mistakes, weren't they? Oh, that was close. Where are you? I thought I had avoided that. I am, again, just so full of language today. Nice. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't need to rush. I should stop. And slow down. But for your sake, dear viewer, I am continuing to go fast. Because I don't like taking too long. But sometimes that's just what I do. That was a ridiculous effect. I mean, I know what effect it was. Great. But that was still ridiculous. I certainly was not expecting 2 effects. There we are. So, where was I in talking about Jesus? As a general overview again. And let's get you out of here. I don't care for you. There's the boss. And I ran straight into that one. That is not great. And let's use that twice. This is my first time fighting the I don't remember his name, but I 100%ed the basement collection. I should have known his name. Anyway. That time, it did not splinter into separate bombs. I would like to point that out. Let the record show. Ooh. Hey, bud. Gulp. Nice. Nice. Uh-oh. And there goes my chance. Actually, 40% still is not bad. All things considered. Oh, yeah, let's use that here. And that's why. Wow. Is there anything I can really gain here? Ah. Now that was a cluster bomb. Oh, I'm not on the update yet that makes it so that he
Health up.
takes the golden key and gives me an item in exchange. That would be nice. Ah, yes. I remember. Other important things about Jesus' ministry is, of course, that he claimed to be God the Father, that is, Yahweh in Judaism. Now, he didn't actually ever directly claim that. Instead, he just makes a few assertions that basically he is able to judge others as God the Father does, mainly, which was appalling and blasphemy, and there are reasons why the Pharisees sought to kill him. I'm not saying that they were justified, but they had their reasons. They weren't just crazed murderers or really mean. Where? There you are. You ne'er-do-weller. Oh. I'm upsetty. All this was the wrong way. Well, I have no longer lapped my previous time, I suppose. That was targeted. Wild. Wild. I wish I had a second one? Impressive. Oh, here the knockback from Pisces is really coming in handy, isn't it? Yay! I really wish I had a second something, but I don't remember what that sentence was gonna end with, so I can't tell you. I'm sorry. That sentence is over. It's done. It is finished. But back to Jesus. Also, his miracles are kind of evidence of some divine authority. Although he's certainly not the only character in the Bible to perform miracles either. That was a very lucky call of mine to go down instead of left. Really would have expected the boss to be to the left. Oh well. And oh, okay. I think it didn't matter. Yeah, it didn't. I didn't take red heart damage. Cool. I could actually fight Hush again, but I won't. That would be torture for everyone involved. Other things about Jesus, of course, I mean, you know, I'm just giving a very, very rough overview because today is the day, you know? But, of course, Jesus was prophesied that he would be betrayed, which he was, by Judas, and given over that he might be executed through crucifixion. And so, of course, he was crucified, and where? Oh, there he is. Of course, as is very central to Christianity, rose again on the third day. At least that's how the legend goes, and by legend I mean it is recorded in the Bible. Yeah, I'll look at answers. Interesting. I'm gonna be scared of every single bomb I shoot now that it's gonna be a compound bomb. And none of these are lucky, are they? Not particularly. Just thought I'd check for health. Ah, great. Now, his resurrection is recorded not just in the Gospels, that is, the 4 books that directly give the life, or the mission mostly, of Jesus, but also in the fact that there were a few people, at least according to the Bible, who personally witnessed Jesus after he resurrected and wrote about it. Because, well, if you include Paul, which is debatable, then you at least have Peter, James, and John, who all wrote books of the New Testament, and they all saw Jesus personally after his resurrection, according to the Gospels. Now, they don't really give much of their testimony. Paul does, but otherwise they don't give much of their testimonies. However, they certainly do promote the gospel message. Come on, give me a good trinket. Or soul hearts. I need them. Now, the reason why Easter is linked to Passover... that's okay. Ooh! That is very good. The reason why it is linked to Passover is because... Oh! Nice. Is because of the Last Supper, the sufferings, and the crucifixion of Jesus. So as the Bible, as it is recorded in the Gospels anyway, Jesus met with his disciples in an upper room, sometimes called the upper room, oftentimes called the upper room, one final time before his crucifixion, which he knew was coming, had one final meal with them, and in this meal, which was a Passover celebration meal, he broke bread and drank wine with them, and specifically said that the bread is his body, which is broken for others, and the wine is like his blood to be poured out as an offering. Something like that. It's been a minute since I recall the exact words there. And yeah, I'm desperate for soul hearts and didn't get any. Cool. That's fine. It's okay. I'll manage. Whoa. Scary amount of knockback I have. Very scary. And yeah, it was inevitable, really. Okay, it's time to settle the score. I'm even larger now, mind you. And I don't think I do as much damage. But it's time to settle the score. Actually, I do way more damage per tick. Damage over time, but... especially when I get the spear tip in him. Because this spear is in reference to the spear that pierced the side of Jesus. Isn't that neat? And yes, it is actually a spear. I went over this before, but this item is the tip of the spear. The shaft of the spear is omitted. And I must go fight the bluish baby first. That is my ultimate goal, and that was distressing and embarrassing. And here is where the knockback is really damaging to me. Oh, but I got exactly the right amount of health. Excellent. Very nice. Sure. Why not? I kind of want to use the Book of Belial here. This is a pretty ugly room, but I should be able to manage. Yep. Yeah, oh, nice. I wasn't expecting a twofer there. There we are, the moon. Raw liver. Oh, maybe I should have saved that in case I get very hurt. Maybe. And here's a time where high knockback is really good. It really just depends, doesn't it? It's mostly a negative, in my opinion, I guess mainly because I'm not super used to it all the time. And, little Monstro, neat! Ow. And, yep, I'm already regretting taking the raw liver too early. I'm really regretting it, in fact. Very, very much. This bodes well. Okay, good. Give me health. Okay. Don't you dare fling that towards me. We get you. Good. It's a little chaotic, but that's okay. Anyway, let me finish up the talk about the Passover. Sure, whatever. Actually, if you could give me, like, a Two of Hearts, that would be great. So, of course, the Last Supper is a Passover meal itself. I'll save that for later. But in addition... Oh. Have their attacks changed? I don't remember that being their original attack. It is said, according to the books of Mark and John, the Gospels of Mark and John, that the death of Jesus was also special in relation to the Passover. However, the two books actually disagree. There we are. Yay! Maybe that'll be worthwhile. The two books do disagree on when exactly Jesus died. The Gospels of Matthew and Luke, however, don't actually record when Jesus died at all. So they have no say in this particular matter. But Mark, great. Mark chapters 14 through 15 note that Jesus was crucified at 9 in the morning. Nice. Actually, let me just take that for a few rooms. 9 in the morning on the day of Passover. However, the Gospel of John says that Jesus... Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh. I want 2 more charges. I really do. I can take them after... Maybe not. I'll just do it. Whatever. It's go time. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. I'm telling this to myself, if you can't tell. At least I do pretty good damage. That was close. Every hit could count. Every hit does count if I want to get to Mega Satan. Okay, this is where things get easier. Because I can keep him safely at a distance. Ugh. Phew. As long as he doesn't do too much of that sort of thing. Or that. I want the heart. Good, good. Oh. Alright. Main goal accomplished. Now what's left is to try, at least, and beat Mega Satan, especially, and Delirium second. Obviously, I have to do it... I guess not obviously, but it is best to do it in that order because it is harder to get to Mega Satan. Whoa. Whoa. Alright. This is good, this is good. Blow up. There we are. Stop jumping towards me, you're scaring me. Blow up already. Okay. Phew. Sure, whatever. And there are enough rooms to get up to full health, assuming I don't take damage. Which might be a bit of an assumption here, I don't know. I think I might be good. With this room, at least. Bob's Rotten Head. You know, I still need to die to you. At some point. Haven't done that yet. And there's the damage. Oh, but... Huh, yeah. He got deleted. I can still potentially get enough health. That was wild. Anyway, let me finish up the topic proper. Alright. Well, there's still one soul heart left. I can actually get up to max, can't I? And Blind Rage, welcome back. Good to have you. Ooh, yuck. That move does not always hit me, because it's a different move, technically. And there's even a chest in here. Nice. Alright, my prep has all paid off, I think. Things got a little dicey here and there. And yeah. But it's Mega Satan time, and I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good. So again, according to Mark chapters 14 through 15, Jesus was crucified, not Christified, crucified at 9 a.m. on the morning of Passover. However, the Gospel of John records that Jesus was instead crucified in the afternoon of the day before Passover, which is actually, according to Passover itself, the time when the Passover lamb would have been sacrificed. So John is more accurate to Passover lore, I guess you could say. I'm thinking about my strategy for next floor, because I won't necessarily be able to use the Book of Belial that much unless I explicitly save it for Delirium. Just something to consider. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna question how I killed him first, but whatever. Ooh. Haste my blade. Do your laser. Nope. Angel time. Okay, this is going pretty fast. I was worried about this run being way too long, and it may still be in some regard, but it's shorter than I expected, considering how far I got in the first defeated run. Oh, get out of here. There we are. Anyway, now the gospel message itself, not just a summary of the gospels, which I have talked about before. but the gospel message itself is pretty straightforward. The good news, the evangel, is simply that, well, I say simply, there are a few parts to it. Although the first few can be taken more generally as observation, rather than necessarily theology, per se. Oh, my knockback is kind of screwing this up, isn't it? Kind of. Oh, okay. So, nice. Basically, oh, I didn't think he was that damaged. Cool. And we go. Mysterious paper. I never got it until now. Oh, and Fruity Plum. I killed Plum enough. Nice. Basically, humanity's moral nature is that of a broken one. That is the rhetoric often used these days. Which is to say that people are not all good, people are not all bad, but people try to be good and yet fail. Being good is difficult at times, even when it seems that it should be pretty easy to be good. People fail. I'm not interested in being larger. Not at the moment, not at the moment. And that realization, at least, should relate to the concept of original sin. This is something we have all inherited because we are all human. It is part of our nature that we are incomplete like that, in a sense. No, I wanted to blow that up before he got to it. Oh well. Good. Well, this guy can't be delirium. There we are, and this should be a cakewalk. Mostly. He's a little pesky, but... Yay! And perks. Fantastic. This could be, but it's not likely. It seems like we're at the top border. Yeah. Oh, that hit me? Oh, well. Neat. Seraphim. Oh, I got soul hearts back, and I'm flying. Yay! I'm looking to my notes, and then I realized that I meant this section... Huh. To just be reciting the gospel myself, so notes won't help me here. Not with what I've decided. I'm just saying that because I'm saying words. That's all. I'm at the point of saying words. I'm at the point of mental fatigue of just saying words. Why did he hurt? He shouldn't have hurt. A second perks pill. Indeed, it does seem as though I am at the top of the world. Which means this couldn't be delirium. I mean, I know that now. Nice. This one obviously can't. Don't hit me with that goop, with the corn. So many mom items. So many mom items. But the second perks pill is amazing. Honestly. Anyway, the gospel. So, if you assume that humanity's nature is ultimately broken, and if you also assume that God, or some sort of deity, exists some sort of creator deity exists. I suppose that's not necessary. I'm not actually reciting like a strictly minimalistically logical interpretation of the gospel here. I'm just vibing it, kind of. I mean, I have practiced in the past, but still. None of these. Okay. Great. Then what is there to fix us? How do we fix our broken nature, our inability to do good when we want to? How do we remedy this? Well, we can't. We aren't strong enough. And so, it takes a divine intervention in order to fix this cursed condition. And that divine intervention is Jesus, because as Scripture, again, not directly says, but very implicitly, not very implicitly, that doesn't make sense as a phrase. But according to Scripture, according to the Bible, I was waiting for that unlock. Not that I particularly like it, but I was still waiting for it, and expecting it, sometime soon. That Jesus is the sacrifice provided to us by God the Father, and that his death on the cross, his atonement, is not only what fixes our nature in this life, but also grants us eternal salvation in the next. But it requires that we lean on him, that we not be the center of our own lives, but instead focus on him as the center of our lives, because he's a great role model, basically. Which is true. Generally speaking, human role models will fail you. At some point, to some degree, at some level. Now, of course, I'm not saying that Jesus was not human, that's technically sacrilegious, but that his perfection, his purity, allowed him to live a sinless life and die as the atonement, the propitiation for our sins when we didn't deserve it. This is probably delirium. Perks. Damage. Nice. Hey, bud. This might be a bit of a tricky fight, though, because I'm gonna do too much knockback most of the time. Unless he's like this. And then it's fine. And anyway, as the scripture again only says, all you need to do to get this gift of salvation, of being freed of your own human nature, in the bad sense, in the negative sense of being unable to do as much good as you want, is simply to believe that Christ has died for you. To accept his gift. Now, there's a lot of debate over what exactly that means and to what extent, and over what amount of time it applies, and all sorts of stuff. But it is generally taken that that is all there necessarily is. Even the Catholic Church, as misrepresented as this point is, does not believe that good works get you into heaven, at least not unless you're extremely exceptional, sort of. And even then, that's not technically part of Catholic theology, that's more of a historical analysis, as I understand it. A historical retrospective of how popes said that certain very good people are guaranteed to go to heaven, even though I'm not sure they have that authority, but whatever. Oh, oh, where'd you go? More damage. At this point, yeah, I'm just tanking it. Tank it. Tank it for the damage. And the speed, too. Yay! Yippee! All you need do is accept the gift that is offered you. That is the gospel. Eden's soul. Well, today has been a bit of a long episode. A rather long episode. One of the longest aside from the rerun episode. I apologize for dying that first time, but we got through it. So happy Easter. He is risen. He is risen indeed. I hope you learned something today. I hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you again tomorrow, when tomorrow, possibly the next 2 days, we'll see. I haven't fully decided yet. We will finish up the topic of abortion, and then we will move on and never talk about abortion again, I promise you. So, see you then. Take care.